AVP of Field Relations within the association relations team. And my role primarily is Texas and Oklahoma, those associations that are within that state. TRTA is the oldest and largest association that we have a relationship within the company with AMBA. So my responsibility is to twofold: make sure that TRTA has all of the latest tools and information and support they need to support their message of advocacy and membership growth. And then at the same time, make sure that our field force and our internal sales team, that they have access to TRTA, the data that they need, the latest leadership, meeting opportunities, things like that as well. So it's a two-way street, and it's a lot of fun because we're helping the association, who in turn helps their members. Long circle back, it helps our agents as well. So it's a sales role, but it's a support role, and it's kind of the best of both worlds. But we're really that conduit piece from the association to AMBA, to the field, and vice versa back up to the association. The reinvigorated relationship with TRTA opens up so many more resources that AMBA has never utilized with TRTA in the past. It's our largest and oldest relationship, but they haven't taken advantage of all of the new tools and the seminars and the media collateral that we've created in the past. And so now this whole vault of resources opens up, and collaboration like never before. We're not only doing more mailings for them, but we're coming in with a broader array of prospects, different ways to attract people that have never been attracted to TRTA before, finding those people, building a digital and social presence like we never have before with them, with their full, complete buy-in. And then we're investing in webinars and seminars and chapter meeting materials to put our field force, as well as our inside representatives, at the forefront of TRTA prospects and of members, so that way anywhere a TRTA member or prospective member looks, they're going to find AMBA and TRTA partnered together. So it puts the agent, it puts the internal rep, whoever it is, in front of so many more people in so many different directions, and really gives them a chance to tie in the relationship with TRTA, most importantly, but then generate revenue for themselves and take care of a lot more retirees on top of that. Number one thing, and I've got four, but number one, listen to your district manager, your RBC, your RVP, and your education team. I know it seems like a lot, but that's one. Listening is a huge skill that you have to be successful at AMBA. The DMs, RBCs, RVPs, and your education team, they've been there before. They've been in your shoes. They know what it's like to be in front of an association member, a prospective association member. But it's so crucial to listen to them, because they will not only tell you, here's cues to listen for, but more importantly, here's how to work to generate the revenue and income that you want while you're taking care of the most important members in our association. So number two is be an SOB. And we joke about that. Be a student of the business. Learn about the teachers' retirement system in Texas. That is so important to understand. You're going to learn about products. You're going to learn about processes and number of times to call and how to do your presentation. But the more you know about TRS, the more professional you become. You're better equipped to answer those questions and those issues that retiree has, and understand those gaps that TRS doesn't cover with their retirement plan, with their retiree medical program, things like that. So it's really important to be a student of the business. Number three, find a mentor. Find a mentor in the Horizon region. If you go to different sales events, find a mentor outside the Horizon region, but find that agent that will let you pick their brain, that will not only give you tidbits and information, but also pick you up when you're down, when you run into that wall. Somebody's been there before. You're not plowing new ground. You're not going over something that nobody's ever done before. Find that mentor who will let you shadow them, bounce things off of you, role play, things like that. Find that mentor. And fourth and finally, go with your district manager to a local chapter meeting. Listen and observe. Ask questions. You will find more about your retirees and the issues that they face by just sitting down with them in a casual conversation. Ask them, what did they teach? How long did they teach? Where did they teach? What's going on? What are you doing now in retirement? Stuff like that. They will tell you far more than you'll ever know that if you sit down and just start going into a product presentation. Go to that chapter meeting with your district manager, develop those listening and observation skills, and then eventually, as you grow, maybe you'll get assigned chapter meetings to go to as well, because there is so much opportunity in the state of Texas. With almost 250 chapters, there's enough ground for everybody to cover. In my opinion, about the investment that AMBA is putting into the TRTA relationship and this reinvigorated relationship is massive. You will never run out of Texans to talk to, whether they're retired already, just getting ready to retire, or won't retire for 5 years. The manner in which we've developed our data retrieval, the manner in which we have an association relationship and a partnership with TRTA gives us the opportunity to then match what our marketing department, what Velocity has done to touch that retiree and potential retiree everywhere they are. All that means to you is that's more leads in the funnel. Then whenever you develop your own student of the business attitude and the ability to listen and observe to retirees, you put those more times that you're going to get at bats, for lack of a better term, because we're finding ways to put leads in the pockets of agents all across the state. Match it with your education and your listening skills. That's going to generate a significant amount of revenue. And each opportunity that we have is a different way to sell deeper into our product portfolio, but more importantly, a different way to take care of a need. So you may get a white card lead that comes from a mailing that our marketing department does. And it may have one checkbox on there that says review my benefits. We have so many new benefits that we now offer TRTA members that we didn't before. Even if they've been a customer of ours and a member of TRTA for years, there are new things that we need to tell them about, fun new things for them that are free. It's another reason to get back in front of them. If they come to a seminar, they're maybe looking for one particular issue. We have such an array of products that interweave into each other. You've got teachers that are retiring earlier. They've got a 10-year gap before retiree medical or Medicare takes over. How do you fill those gaps in there? Once they go on Medicare, or once they go on Medicare plus the TRS care, they may think they've got everything covered. There are ways that you can show where those coverages are not what they think they are. So again, what AMBA is doing to invest in the TRTA relationship with the expansion, the wide, vast array of what we have from a marketing perspective, it's serious revenue opportunities for our agents. The effort that the company is putting into this, if it's matched by our agency force, income is not going to be a challenge. And that's what excites me, because whenever you see an agent go out to a chapter meeting and they've listened to their DM, they've listened to their education team, they know their products, and then to have this retiree say, what does my TRS care cover, or how do I do this? And you're a student of the business and you've listened to them, you can jump right in and say it covers this, this, and this, but it doesn't cover this. And then you can open up this whole conversation and they say, well, my mom had to spend 2 years in a nursing home. I understand what the cost of that is. Or my daughter's teaching right now. I don't want her to quit her career to take care of me. I need to get recovery care. That listening skill. But we're going to get you so many at bats with what AMBA's investing into this relationship that if you're a student of the business and you listen, revenue is not going to be a challenge for you. You're going to see it in probably 3 different ways, and I've touched on this just a little bit. You're going to see, first and foremost, much more of a physical presence in front of members, and that's at all levels. TRTA leadership all the way down to that front retiree, and it's partnering them by bringing extra speaking topics and educational tools to local chapter meetings, holding lunch and learn seminars all across the country, where the state, where we're inviting non-members to come learn about TRTA, as well as one of the services that AMBA offers that way, an introduction to AMBA. And then getting into schools, going to school events, and getting a hold of pre-retirees before they even are, well, quote unquote, eligible to join TRTA, before they even leave the schoolhouse, making sure that there's a seamless conversation about TRTA and their partner AMBA at the entire life cycle of an educator, through their early career, their middle career, close to retirement, and through their retirement years. There's a place for an AMBA service or product every step of the way, even if they haven't retired yet. And so we're identifying ways that we can get to those teachers at their stage they are, the retirees in their early years, the retirees in their later years, all of those things. We're finding ways to get there so that the agent is really put in a position that if they're working hard, making their calls, they've got a familiarity with TRTA, with AMBA, the relationship, and more importantly, we've created a sense of need so that there's an expectation that you're going to be coming in a highly skilled professional individual that understands what my needs are generically, but you're going to listen to me to find out what my needs are specifically. And because of TRTA, you're going to meet those needs for me. Current school teachers have a very similar need to our retired educators. They just don't know it yet. Many current teachers, they have older children who have maybe aged out of their school benefits. They can't access them, but they still need some form of benefits. Mm-hmm. Provide that through the TRTA relationship. They need education on what retirement looks like, so we can help do that for them. They also have parents who are aging, or grandparents, that if they had to take care of a parent, they'd have to quit their career. So we've got the product suite, we've got the education side of it. How it looks for an agent is very similar to how it looks for an agent going to a local chapter meeting with their DM. They need to see their DM model that first. And what we recommend always is go with a retired a member of the TRTA that's retired from that school. Go to that school. Those retired teachers are heroes in their school. Go in there, speak to a faculty meeting for 5 to 10 minutes, pass out cards, ask a few questions, things like that. Just introduce TRTA and why it's important, and have that retiree say, hey, I wish I would have known this, this, and this before I retired. You need to talk to AMBA. Don't have a product conversation. Don't do anything like that. And then move out. And then you can follow up after the fact with it that way. There are opportunities around back to school time and right before Christmas break that there may be faculty meetings, there may be convocations, there may be back to school events. Those are ways that you can get out there in mass as well. So it's you have to always be cognizant that you've got to work around the school environment. Schools are much more difficult to, I say, access than they used to be. And so it is a little bit more surgical, I guess I should say, than it used to be, but it can give you a good opportunity. It's an opportunity, in my opinion, that allows you to supplement the manner in which an agent would generate business. It keeps it fresh. Sometimes if you're always just making phone calls and not standing up in front of somebody, it can get a little stale. This gives you an opportunity to be flexible out there and learn from it that way. But you'll find this active teacher group, they're so focused on their kids, but they don't think about their own retirement. They don't think about what could take me away from my career if a parent fell ill and I had to take care of them. How does that work? So a lot of our younger teachers don't ever even think about retirement because they've got student loan debt. They don't even think that retirement's going to be an option, especially within the teaching system. Our teachers are under attack from that perspective. But if you can show them the Texas state pension plan is pretty good for a teacher, and because of TRTA, they're fighting to make it even better with cost of living adjustments and things like that. So that's another reason to join this association. But two, this can be a very good career that you don't have to work into till you're 65 to start to draw a pension, and then you can work in something else. So helping these teachers understand this is just as much our role as it is TRTA's role and the school district's role. But helping them understand from a retiree's perspective, you're going to face these things along the way. You may have a child late in life that you never anticipated. And here you are in your 50s with a 13-year-old, and you've got to continue to work. So I mean,
Yep.
and having those retirees tell that story to the active educators, it makes a world of difference in how they look at their jobs and what they need to prepare for as they go forward. Too many times we have retirees that leave the school saying, I wish somebody would have told me sooner, or I never knew that was going to happen and it was too late. If we can answer those two questions for them, TRTA's got a fan for life and a member for life, and we've got multi generational sales opportunities from one relationship. Take care of our relationship with our retirees. The last thing that we want to do as a company is to have an agent go in with the wrong motives and the wrong education background behind them and not properly serve a retiree. You may make a sale, you may make some money right there on the spot that can harm the relationship between us and the association, us and the chapter, us in the district, whatever it is. We always want to make sure that we're taking care of the retiree's best interests. So if you'll keep in mind the listening skills, the observation skills that you need to have to take care of a retiree and keep them, treat them just like your mother, your grandparents, whatever, in that regards, that relationship, keep that first and foremost in your mind. Then you're going to have a relationship for life. And we will maintain this relationship with TRTA when we act in their best interest all the time.